Have you ever felt like you're putting in all the effort but seeing zero results? You start a new project, a new habit, maybe a new workout routine, and you're all fired up. But after a week, a month, when you don't see that dramatic transformation you were promised, you just give up. If that sounds familiar, then you need to hear the story of Arjun. Arjun was a young man, full of ambition, but he had one major flaw. He was always looking for the shortcut, the get-rich-quick scheme, the magic bullet, the secret hack to success that would bypass all the hard work. He'd start businesses, learn new skills, and try new diets with incredible enthusiasm. But as soon as the initial excitement wore off and the grind set in, he'd quit. He saw every obstacle not as a challenge, but as a sign that he was on the wrong path. His life was a graveyard of unfinished projects and abandoned dreams. He'd look at successful people and think they must have some secret, some unfair advantage he didn't possess. He never considered that their secret might just be something simple, something he was unwilling to do. One day, feeling utterly defeated and lost, Arjun heard about a wise old monk who lived in a secluded monastery high in the mountains. People said this monk held the keys to understanding life's greatest mysteries. He was desperate for an answer, for that one piece of secret knowledge that would change everything. Arjun embarked on the long and difficult journey to find him. After days of trekking, he finally arrived at the serene monastery and was granted an audience with the monk. Arjun poured his heart out, explaining his frustrations, his failed attempts, his desperate search for a shortcut to a successful life. "Master," he pleaded, "I am willing to do anything. Just tell me the secret. What am I missing?" The monk listened patiently, his eyes calm and knowing. He didn't offer a complex philosophy or a secret mantra. Instead, he simply smiled, stood up, and led Arjun to a small, empty pot filled with soil. He handed Arjun a tiny, unremarkable seed. "Your task is simple," the monk said. "Take this seed, plant it in this pot. For the next 30 days, you must do one thing and one thing only. Water it every single morning. Do not miss a day. At the end of the month, come back to me." Arjun was baffled. He had traveled all this way for a gardening lesson. He expected profound wisdom, not a chore. A seed, watering a plant? It felt almost insulting. How could this possibly be the secret to success? He felt a wave of his usual impatience. This was a waste of time. But he had come so far, and the monk's calm authority was strangely compelling. Skeptical but obedient, Arjun agreed. He took the pot and the seed back to his small room at the monastery. The first few days were easy. Arjun woke up, poured a little water on the soil, and went about his day. It took less than a minute, but his mind was restless. He kept checking the pot, peering at the soil, expecting to see a sprout shoot up overnight. Nothing happened. The soil remained just ... soil. Dark, damp, and lifeless. By the end of the first week, his old friend, discouragement, began to visit. "This is pointless," a voice in his head whispered. "Nothing is happening. This monk is just playing a game with you." He felt the familiar urge to quit, to just abandon the pot and leave the monastery. What was the point of watering dirt? He saw other young men at the monastery engaged in what seemed like more important tasks, studying ancient texts, practicing complex martial arts, deep in meditation, and here he was, nursing a pot of soil. Felt foolish. Several times he almost decided to just give up. But each time, the monk's calm, steady gaze came to his mind. He had made a promise. So, with a heavy sigh, he continued. "Wake up, water the pot. Repeat." The second week was a battle. The monotony was crushing. There was no excitement, no immediate reward, just the simple, repetitive act of watering. But something strange began to happen. As Arjun forced himself to stick to this simple task, he started noticing things. He noticed the way the morning light hit the pot. He learned exactly how much water the soil needed to be perfectly moist, not too dry, not too drenched. The task, as simple as it was, required his attention. It became a small, quiet ritual in his day. This simple act of caring for something, even something that showed no signs of life, began to subtly change him. He was building a new muscle, the muscle of consistency. Then, on the morning of the 15th day, as he approached the pot, he saw it. A tiny speck of green, so small he almost missed it, was pushing its way through the soil. His heart skipped a beat. It was a sprout. A surge of genuine, unadulterated joy washed over him, feeling far more profound than the fleeting excitement he used to get from his get-rich-quick schemes. This was different. This was real. He had contributed to this life. He had nurtured it. For the first time, he understood the value of his small, daily efforts. Seeing that tiny green shoot transformed his perspective. Suddenly, the daily watering wasn't a chore anymore. It was an act of nurturing, an act of faith. He became even more dedicated, watching the plant with a protective and proud eye. He watched it grow a little bit taller each day, unfurling its first tiny leaves. The growth was slow, almost imperceptible on a day-to-day basis. But when he compared it to the week before, the progress was undeniable. He was witnessing a miracle in slow motion, powered by his own consistency. He was developing patience, not as a passive act of waiting, but as an active state of trusting the process. Finally, the 30th day arrived. Arjun, holding the pot which now contained a small but healthy, vibrant green plant, went to see the monk. He was no longer the impatient, frustrated man who had arrived a month ago. He placed the pot before the monk, his face beaming with a quiet sense of accomplishment. The monk smiled warmly. "Tell me, Arjun," he said, "what have you learned?" Arjun looked at the plant, then back at the monk. "I learned that you can't rush growth," he began. "I was always looking for the whole tree to appear overnight. I never understood that it all begins with a tiny seed and a little water every single day. I was so focused on the destination that I despised the journey. This plant taught me that the journey, the small, consistent daily actions, is where the magic really happens." The monk nodded, his eyes filled with pride. "Exactly," he affirmed. "You came here seeking a secret, a shortcut, but there are no shortcuts to anything worthwhile. Success, wisdom, strength, they are not events, they're processes. They are like this plant. They're built day by day, through small, seemingly insignificant acts of discipline and perseverance. You felt discouraged because you couldn't see the roots growing beneath the soil. But they were growing, building the foundation for what was to come. Your daily watering, your consistency, that is the secret. Perseverance is the water for the seeds of your own potential." This revelation struck Arjun like a lightning bolt. It was so simple, yet so profound. He finally understood. The successful people he admired weren't lucky, they were consistent. They showed up every day, especially on the days they didn't feel like it. They watered their seeds, trusting that something was growing beneath the surface, even when there was no visible proof. Arjun left the monastery a changed man. He returned to his life not with a new scheme, but with a new philosophy. He wanted to become a writer, a dream he had abandoned many times. This time, he didn't set a goal to write a best-selling novel in a month. He set a goal to write just one page every single day. Some days the words flowed easily. Other days it was a struggle to write a single coherent sentence. There were days he felt like a fraud, days he was convinced he had no talent. But no matter what, he sat down and wrote his one page. He watered his seed. He applied this same principle to every area of his life. He wanted to be healthier, so he started by walking for just 15 minutes each day. He wanted to be more knowledgeable, so he committed to reading 10 pages of a book every night. These actions felt tiny, almost laughably small. His friends didn't notice any immediate change. There was no dramatic transformation to show off. But Arjun kept going, remembering the lesson of the plant. He focused on the process, not the outcome. He was building his roots. Years passed, slowly, almost imperceptibly. Arjun's life began to transform. His one page a day turned into a chapter, then a manuscript, and eventually a published book. His 15-minute walks became 30-minute jogs, and he became fitter and more energetic than he had ever been. His 10 pages a night compounded into a vast library of knowledge that made him a wise and thoughtful person. He became a man known not for his grand, flashy starts, but for his quiet, relentless consistency. He had become a success, not overnight, but over thousands of small, disciplined days. Arjun became the wise man he had once sought. Younger people, full of that same impatient ambition he once had, would come to him seeking advice. They'd ask for his secret, for the hack that led to his success. Arjun would just smile. and tell them the story of a foolish young man, a wise old monk, and a tiny, unremarkable seed. The core message of this story is a powerful truth we often forget in our fast-paced world. We are obsessed with overnight success, viral moments, and instant gratification. But true, lasting transformation is never a result of one giant leap. It is the result of thousands of small, consistent steps taken over time. Your potential is that seed. Your daily actions, no matter how small, are the water. And your perseverance, your refusal to quit when you don't see immediate results, is the sunshine that makes it all grow. So what is the seed you need to plant today? What is that one small, simple action you can commit to doing every single day? Maybe it's writing 50 words. Maybe it's doing one push-up. Maybe it's saving $1. It will feel insignificant. You'll be tempted to quit. You won't see the results right away. But trust the process, that beneath the surface, your roots are growing.
Be patient, be consistent, and just keep watering your seed.
Because the greatest achievements, the most incredible transformations, are always built one small, daily step at a time. Perseverance isn't just a part of the process. It is the most powerful tool you have. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that helps you build a better life, one small step at a time. Let me know in the comments what seed you're going to start watering today. I'll see you in the next video.